Fitness coaches are a scam. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys what to look for to find out if the coach that you are going to hire actually knows something or is just completely clueless but just trying to make some money, right? And obviously, a good coach is going to know their worth, right? So that's going to be the first part. If a coach is that good, they're probably not going to be $20. Now, I've seen quite a few coaches offering like free months and like $20 or $40 per month online coaching. Realistically, you could go online, you could buy any program for about 20 to 40 to $50, right? Depending on who the person is, depending who the famous person is. If they have a link, they're like link to my program down below and it's like $20, you are better off buying that $20 program than paying this fitness coach that knows nothing $20. You know why? Because I'll tell you why. One, if you're paying somebody $20, I can tell you right now that they're not going to respond to you. It's not worth their time to respond to the videos that you send them for $20. Let's be real. Look at their time. If they're actually a good coach and they know stuff, it is just not worth their time to respond for $20, right? So at that point, you're no longer paying for coaching, you're paying for a program. And then on top of that, there's much better programs that you could have bought than this guy who doesn't know what he's talking about for $20. So first thing I'm going to say is any program that's like 20, 30, 40 bucks a month for custom private coaching, it's just not worth it. They A, don't know what they're talking about, and B, they're just going to cut and paste you a program when you could use that money and buy a much better program. Simple. Number two, the lifter they are. The lifter they are. What type of lifter are they? What do they actually know? What have they done themselves that makes you think, I want to listen to them? There's two rare scenarios, like exclusions on this. One, the one super strong guy that coaches somebody in the IPF, I can't even remember, he's not exactly super strong himself. And two, if the person has real schooling or real studying, then obviously they probably know a bit more. But if they're not like already at the top and they haven't coached people to extreme strengths and they're not like extremely educated, I'm talking extremely educated DPT, doctor of physical therapy, like stuff like that, like people who understand the body. If they're not like that, then I would look at what type of lifter they are. If they're constantly squatting high, how are you going to expect to get any good squat feedback from them? Simple. If they, they do bench and they never bench comp standard, like they never even attempt to do a comp standard bench, and you want to do a powerlifting meet, how are you going to learn anything from them, right? So just because they do one thing or they don't do one thing, that's not for you to like judge. But I'm saying like look at them overall as a lifter. Who are they as a lifter? Right? Because if they can't even do the things themselves that they want you to do, it's pointless, right? You want a coach that's going to be able to do some of the things that they're telling you to do. And on top of that, we're going to go with who have they trained? You want to look at who have they trained. You don't want to be somebody's first client if you're going to pay them. Now, if it's a buddy at your school, he's offering you free coaching. He's like, hey, man, look, I really don't have that much expertise here, but I would like to coach you for free. If that's something you're interested in, let me know. I would think that's great for both of you because he probably knows a thing or two, but he wants to learn some more before he's charging people. I'm talking about if you're getting ready to pay someone, 100, 200, or $500, you need to know who have they trained that's going to make this amount worth my time, this amount, or this amount worth my time, right? So I will say right out the gate, I charge $150 for full power coaching and $100 for bench only coaching. I can tell you right now that the lifter I am, I bench press 463 in comp, done 501 comp standard, and I also do YOLO, right? That's the type of lifter that I am. I've done multiple lifts in comp. Who have I trained? I've trained a 500-pound bench at 17, and I have a team loaded of phenoms that's in my clientele highlight, which most good coaches should have. And I think that that is perfectly justifiable to my price range that's like right in between here, right? $100 and $200. But I'm not charging $500. So you're looking for more than what I have if you're about to spend $500. If you're spending $500 on coaching, you need to really break down, okay, who have they trained? Not just the type of lift. If you're spending $500, this really does not matter. The type of lifter that they are, I mean, like, yes, you want to see that they've done lifts, stuff like that. But first, I think the first thing that I would look at if I was ready to spend $500 on a coach, who have they trained? Because just because somebody's good at doing something doesn't mean that they're going to be a good coach, if that makes sense, right? But I would look at the first thing I would look at is who have they trained? And for $500 a month, I better see freaking IPF champion, all-time world record, right? I better see some freaking crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? And now for the fourth thing that I would look at is like their clients, simply their clients. Look at the clients. See, do I fit in with these people that they train, right? Not even just who have they trained, but their current clients. I mean, realistically, if your fitness coach that's trying to like persuade you to go with him is training, 60-year-old women and you're an 18-year-old male, whoa, whoa, whoa. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if they have trained, Jesus Oliveira's, but yet they train a bunch of 60-year-old women on the side, it would just be like a little bit concerning to me, right? Because you don't currently fit in with who they're coaching. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they currently coach Julius Maddox or Jesus Oliveira's, whoever I said, and they have like clients of all different ages, you kind of have to ask yourself, like, okay, so this guy is focused on a lot of different tasks at hand, right? And so typically, I think the way that it would work out with like, if I would train like a 60-year-old woman would be probably like much higher volume, higher everything else compared to how I would train Jesus Oliveira's if he hit me up for coaching. You see what I'm saying? So I would look at their clients and I would understand that if they have a big variety of clients, right? They have 8-year-old men and they have 16-year-old girls, like being coached under them. I would probably look at the fact to understand, like, look, this person trains a variety of people. I need to find out how good they are at training people in my niche. That's where this has been leading. You need to understand how good they are at training people in your niche. So if their client, this also goes for weight classes. If they have a million, literally, they have like 50 freaking clients, but they're all less than 100 kg, 220 pounds, I'll put here, 220 pounds. If they're all less than 100 kg or 220 pounds, and you weigh 300 pounds, and they coach 0 people in your weight class, understand that coach's niche is with these smaller guys. Coaching 0 people that weigh 300 pounds, they're probably not very experienced in your skill. Even if, let's say Austin Perkins, right? He's 74 kg. Even if they've coached Austin Perkins, right? The best in the IPF right now. That does not mean that they will know how to train somebody that's 300 pounds because their niche is the smaller guys right here, right? So there we have it. It's not, to read through a fitness coach, it's not going to be $20. You have to look at the lifter that they are. You have to look at who have they trained. And you need to look at their clients and what their niche is. If their niche is 60-year-old women and they coach a few teenagers, they're probably not the best at coaching teenagers. If they've coached only 160-pound lifters, they're probably not the best at coaching 300-pound lifters. So hopefully you guys learned something on how you could get just read through coaches better and make the right choice. If you guys are interested in coaching with me, my Instagram's down below. Send me a DM, send me an email. My email is down there too. And until next time, Blake wants to sign out.